Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about Civil War. Now, Civil War is directed by Alex Garland and stars Kirsten Dunst, and it follows the premise of a civil war breaking out in the United States between multiple different factions going to war, effectively tearing the country apart. Now, I was very excited for this. Alex Garland is a very talented filmmaker, in my opinion, but I was excited to see where this went, because this is his fourth film, I believe. I've only seen Ex Machina and Annihilation. I haven't seen Men, but from what I've seen of his filmography, Ex Machina is like almost unanimously considered very good. Annihilation is pretty divisive, like there's thoughts on both sides of that one. And then Men is pretty unanimously considered bad, at least from what I've seen. So based on that, I was really interested to see if Garland could pull this one off. It was an ambitious concept for sure, and it's definitely an interesting movie to make in the current day and age, just considering things going on around the world. So I was very, very interested to see this film as soon as I saw the trailer. Which, funny story about that, I actually saw the trailer for the first time on accident, because I walked into a theater to do a theater check at work, because I work at a movie theater, and that's when I saw the trailer for the first time, and I was immediately captivated, so I'm going to let you guys know what I thought about it. And I'm just going to come out and say it, I really did enjoy this movie, but I'm going to say I did have to think about it as soon as it ended and think about, like, did I like that? Because something that everyone needs to keep in mind, if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're watching this video, go into the movie expecting not what the trailer shows off. In my opinion, the trailer for this movie, it shows off the concept and it made me very interested, but it wasn't a very good trailer for what the movie actually was. The trailer sort of showed off this movie and showed off like all the action, and so I was expecting a little bit more of an action movie, which I'm perfectly fine that it wasn't that. In fact, I think the movie is much better because it wasn't that. But I think that's something that's really important to remember for the enjoyment of this movie. Like, I feel like I need to rewatch it to get like the full picture and the full enjoyment, although I really did enjoy it the first time. This movie is like, it's slow, but not like super slow that it's boring. It's just like slower, but it works really well to the movie's advantage. It is definitely not an action movie. The best way I can describe it is almost like a political, military, slow burn horror movie almost, which is really, really interesting and different. Now, that's not to say I would classify this movie as a horror movie. It's just like, think about that aspect, like once you're done watching the movie, like think about just like how terrifying the situation is. It spends so much more time basically exploring the world that's been created by this event. And it was very, very interesting. All the performances were really good. Everyone felt like they were giving it their all, especially Kirsten Dunst. I have not seen her in much of anything except Spider-Man, to be honest, and she was really good here. And honestly, I think the best performance in the movie, oddly enough, Jesse Plemons. I think you've seen his scene in the trailer. He's not in a lot of the movie, but the parts that he is in, he is fantastic, and he probably had my favorite performance in the entire movie. He was great. The cinematography was very well done in this movie. Every single shot felt like it was pretty to look at. I saw it in like the premium format at the theater that I work at. It was very nice. It was very nice to look at. One thing I think this movie did really well was the atmosphere, like just the atmosphere of this terrible event. And that's what kind of made this feel almost like a horror movie to me, is that like just being with these characters, it doesn't like put us on any side. Like, our characters that we follow throughout the movie, they aren't aligned with any of these factions. We're kind of seeing this world and this event through this neutral lens. And I think that was the perfect way to show it. It's a neutral lens just showing this world within the United States that was created by this civil war. And that was the perfect way to do it. And it's just about these characters effectively going to do something, which I won't spoil, and they just experience this world as they go to do it. So I guess now I should move on to the things I didn't really like about the movie. And honestly, for once, I can't think of a ton that I didn't love about this movie. Like I said earlier in this video, go into this movie expecting something different. Like, I think the trailer is probably not doing it any favors. It's building hype for the movie for sure, but it's not really showing the movie as the movie that it is. And another complaint that I have seen in a lot of reviews is that this movie kind of says nothing. For a movie that's so politically driven, it doesn't really say a lot about the politics that it's referencing, which I won't really get into it because it does get into spoilers for the movie, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of the point. That's at least how I interpreted it. You could have interpreted it differently, and that's okay. I plan to rewatch this movie to try and get the full experience, like I said. Maybe I'll find more that I don't really like about it, but I honestly can't think of anything in the moment. Like, this movie was just, it was good. It was a really good movie. I feel like it was an ambitious idea, and I walked into it expecting it to either be really good or really bad. I didn't think there was going to be like an okay level for this one, and it turned out to be really good. That being said, though, this movie is definitely not going to be for everybody. It's different for sure. It's definitely not really a movie that I've like seen before. It's not like any movies I've seen before. It's very different, and I really like that about it. It still got me thinking about it a couple days later. If you're on the fence about seeing it, I would say absolutely go see it. But just know that it's different. It's not an action movie, so remember that. But it's different. It's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone is going to like it. I've had people tell me why they hated it. It does get into spoilers, so I can't really mention it. But I definitely do understand how some people didn't like the way this movie went, how it told its story, stuff like that. And that's perfectly understandable. It's not going to be for everyone, and it's going to be divisive for sure. However, from my side of the equation, I really enjoyed the film, and I would recommend it to anybody who is mildly interested. So go check it out. If you're thinking about it, I don't think you'll regret it. But if you do, I'm sorry. And if you didn't like it, definitely let me know why that was. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about Civil War. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing my thoughts on this movie. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I do just want to say quickly, thank you so much for the support on episode 1 of The Cold. I was not expecting barely any views on that, and it's gotten a good amount. So thank you guys for supporting that. I worked really hard on it, and I'm hoping to get a release schedule for the next couple episodes out soon. I just got to figure out something realistic. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. You all know the drill by now, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.